All right. What's up, guys? I hope you're doing fine. In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect any of your project to a database. And this database is going to be free for you because you're going to develop your project at first. So for the minimum of the usage, it's going to be free. And you're going to see how easy it is to set it up, right? So now let's run our AI coding agent, which is right now I'm going using Zcode. And let's open a website and let's go to Supabase. Okay, now this is the database that we're going to use now. Okay, the Supabase is actually open source project. You can download the whole source and upload it into one of your own databases in your own data centers. Doesn't matter, you can use all of it. And it's pretty easy to use. You can just sign in here or using your Google account or GitHub. Doesn't matter. You can sign in as easy as possible. Now you have to understand, why do we need a database for our projects? Why can't we just create a project as it is and just ship it? Okay, let's say you have a normal website, okay, and you wanted to have a user to have their own dashboard. Okay, if a user and let's say you have 100 users, right? And each of these users, you wanted to give them credentials and have their own username and have passwords. If you don't have a database, what would happen? If you don't have any databases, if the database hasn't been created yet, let's say we are in the world that there is no databases. You have to create specific pages for each user. Each user has his own created page. What would database does is that instantly change the code inside of your own front end. Let's say, let me just sign in here. Okay, now I am inside of my own dashboard in here. Let's say this is a website that I created for myself, and I log in into it inside of this website with this username, but I don't have any databases. What should I do? I must create separate pages for separated users, but with database, I only need to program one page, and inside of this page, inside of this part of the code, let me just show you in here. See here, in this piece of code, I just write this code once, and inside of here, the database actually going to change this code automatically. So it would be different things for different users. Okay, and each user has its own experiences in our own project. So that's why we need databases. Okay, now what should we do? Let's say, yeah, we create our own project, and after that, what can we do? We wanted to publish it, and how do we let AI to create a database for us, right? Okay, let's go to here. It's one of my projects, and right over here, there is a SQL file. It's called Supabase file, right? It's just like the JavaScript code, right? And there is two things that we can do. If AI create this Supabase SQL Supabase file for you, what you can do right in here, you must to create an organization for yourself. Just create new organization, right? It's like create a business for yourself, right? And I already did that in here, and I'm going to create a new project inside of my business. And right after that, I'm just going to write it over here. I created password for myself. and just create a new project. And that would be a new database for myself. Okay, now let's go over here. In order to connect your Supabase into your own project, the AI already created it, actually a code base for yourself, right? So right over here, you just go to the SQL editor. Right in over the SQL editor, there is a new tab over here. As you can see, I already added several different SQL types, and you just copy the whole code and just add it right over here. And after that, you just click run. If you just click on it, the whole project would be added to this database. Okay, so I'm not going to add it right here because it is a different project. I just want to show you what it'll be like. This is the first one. Okay, right after that, you added your SQL code base in here. You already added, go through the half of the way. Then the next way is to add an API key from your Supabase to your own project. Okay, let's go to the project settings, and right over here, there is an API key over here. Now, there is two ways you can use it, or you can use the default way, the secret way. It is based on the Supabase documentation, or if you're a little bit expert, you can use the legacy version, the non-public or service role. It doesn't matter. It is better to use the better updated version of them because Supabase is going to update it, and it might be easier for yourself. And after that, by default, AI would create a .env file or .env local for yourself. Okay, and you're going to add your API key inside of this .env file. So I don't have any .env examples in here. Let me give that create a .env local example file for documentation. I think I misspelled something here. Yeah, but still. Documentation, yeah. So .local example, yes. I'm going to show you how to add it inside of your .env file. By default, every AI going to create a .env file, and I'm going to tell you why do we need .env file. There is no actually visible file that starts with a dot, right? Because it's not visible inside of any inside of any browser or any applications. That's why inside of they use .env file. So if you want to, if another hacker or any attacker trying to see any logs, any documentation, they don't see these because based on this, it's not going to be visible. Every other files start with a character, right? But they are not starting with the dot, as you can see in here. So it won't be visible for people outside of the network. So that's the main reason. But as you can see here, there are the names that are being used with the underlines and every other phrases, as you can see. And based on your project in here, there is a Supabase project over here. You added your own projects over here, the links of your own project, and it would give you the example where to get it. Let's see, go to the project overview. I'm going to open it in the new tab and see this. This is the main URL page for this project that I use in right now. Okay, now you're going to add that over here. See that? This is the same format as it is. And you just go scrolling of every other database and information that you can need added inside of the .env local, not example just for the documentation. Still, just use that. Okay. Now, so what you gotta do is to just add your own API key and any other information inside of the .env local, not .env examples. Okay, example is just for the documentation, and I just created just for your information to what to do. Okay, now there is another way that you don't have to do all of this project and all of this step by yourself. The next step that you gotta do is to create an MCP. Okay, create an MCP for your AI to connect to it directly. So all AI will do all the heavy lifting. So you won't have to. Just go to the Supabase MCP server, Supabase MCP server, the documentation and everything. Now, as you can see here, there's a whole MCP file that would be in here. Okay. Now you can learn all of it over here. What you gotta do is just copy this, go to the Zcode or any other IDE that you want. You can go to there is a setting that might be over here. Yeah, let's go over here, go to the settings and MCP servers right over here. And I already added Supabase and I don't know what is going to be like this. Okay. Let's go delete this server. There is no built-in Supabase, so I'm gonna add new server and go to the JSON file and just delete all of this and add this over here. Okay, the URL is going to be the same as this, and you're just going to add your API keys right over here. Okay, you can even use AI to write your own Supabase. Okay, now. And if you want to get your own API key and your own information, you just right under the remote MCP installation, you just click on hosted or CLI. You just click on hosted in here, select the project. You're going to select your own project. And right after that, you just copy the server URL and you put that server URL right over here as it is in here, right between the double quotation. Okay. Now after that, and right after here, you can call over your own MCP. You just gotta to type use Supabase MCP to connect to my database and set up the database. And that's it. So right after that, the AI will be connected to the database. And after that, you need to do any heavy lifting inside of your own project. You can do all of that by hand manually, and I showed you. And you can even use AI to set all this up for yourself. Okay, now there is another thing that I wanted to mention. Right after that you create your own database, there is another thing that you gotta do is to publish your project. Okay, now what do you have to do to create your project or publish your project? Okay, there are other websites, the other data centers that you can use. Most of them they're pricey, but most of them they'll give you some free usage for yourself that you can use, and you can even add your domain name and use it as a website. So there are different websites that you can use. My favorite is netlify.com. Okay, now this is the website, and right after the gate, I'm already signed in. You can sign in right here, and you can use to sign in using Google account or using the GitHub account. Doesn't matter. And right after you sign in, just go to your dashboard, and I'm just going to show you how to publish your projects online. Okay, now let's give it a second to load up. Maybe it's better to change or deactivate my VPN. Let's see what will happen. Okay, now it's better. Okay. Now, right in here, there is a AI agent here. You can use Netlify AI agent for yourself to create the application. So that's another AI coding agent that you can use. But right now, I'm just going to show you how to create a new project. First, you can use GitHub. You just click over here and connect your repository and just import your project in here. And with that, it will publish it and give you a link. Okay. Now, there is another way you can upload your project over here. Let me just go to my projects, one of my projects, and see. Okay, this is I think one of my tutorials that I created. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let's say this is one of the websites that I created, right? What I'm going to do, just select all of them, right click on it, and I'm just going to compress it into a zip file. That's what I'm going to do. Or you can push it into a GitHub repository. It doesn't matter. You can do any of that. But I'm just want to show you, just upload this project over here. Now my project is published. Let's see it. And I guess it's not. Oh, here you go. There is a button here that said make it public. You just click make it public. And right after that, the project must be running right now. A little bit confused. Let's see. Maybe right now I need a VPN. Let's see it. Because as you can see, this is my project that is looking like here right now. Let me just turn on a VPN. Maybe that will help. Yes. Yes. You see? Now your project is live and anyone can see it right now. Okay? See? Yeah. Here we go. This is one of the projects that I created. And yeah, you can even use any of the projects that you want to. Okay? Let's see it. And there you have it. Hopefully this will help you. Okay. All right. Hopefully this video's helped you and gives you value. And if it does, like and subscribe and share to anyone that is going to be needed this video. And it's been a minute that I created a new video in this into this YouTube. So it will help me a lot for you to subscribe to my channel. It will help me grow because I'm in Iran. I want to immigrate from this country, and YouTube is going to be a best first step for me to not just creating an income, to creating a brand and a business for myself. So thank you very much for staying at this time of this video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.